Hey demons, it's your girl Lucy, and with this video, it's just been something that I've wanted to talk about for a while. Before I start, I just want to say I don't think I'm special or anything or any different for anybody else, but would consider myself a pretty creative person. I think that's one of my main strengths, and I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like there are some downsides and also upsides, obviously, because I love being creative in what I make. Well, I don't always love what I make, but I enjoy the process. So let's get into that. The first part I could think of is sort of like not fitting in, but not in the normal way. It's because when you're creative, I feel like nothing is off limits. Or things that people would normally see as weird, you accept automatically because you can just see all the potential, everything that can be created with it. Something that comes to mind is furries. And obviously, I don't think it's good to hate on furries. I think they're adorable. But I feel like a creative person would never look at a new style, a new thing to experiment with, a new character design, all of that, and ever think it was a bad thing. Because people often see the things that we create as weird or different, but like, I will accept anything that allows me to make something or try something new or be able to create a new character around it. Like, I accept all of that. And it can be like the most out there art styles that look weird and different. And I feel like a creative person would just immediately accept that, want to experiment it. And people that aren't necessarily as creative really don't get that as much. And it can lead to you having some different beliefs from the people around you and your classmates. So that can be a bit hard sometimes. But overall, I just think we all need to be a bit more open minded. Another thing is I oh my god, I don't even know how to describe this. I just constantly need to be making something. It's like, okay, I tried to describe this to my sister. You know when you're a kid and it's like Christmas Eve and you're so excited for the next day to wake up and get presents that like you can just feel it in your body, that excitement, and you can barely sit still and you're like so excited for this. That's kind of how I feel constantly when I'm not creating because I have so many ideas, so many things that I want to make that when I'm not doing that, even things that are supposed to be fun like playing a video game, taking a walk, hanging out with friends, I'm just sitting there constantly like wanting to be creating something and being way too excited to even wait for that, which is a good thing because again, it's great to create things. I love that I have that motivation, but also I feel like I should be able to do other things, but when I try and hang out with friends or like focus on something else, it's just like I have this like itch and this like excitement or like building up inside of me like I'm literally going to explode if I don't get to draw something soon, which I might need to work on. I feel like I should be able to watch a show without spiraling into a million ideas based on it and needing to create something. But at the same time, I do enjoy that. Many ideas up in this head, okay? Also, speaking of in your head, I was wondering, does anybody else, well, actually, I know some people else do this because some of my friends do. But for me, it's just like constant storytelling in your head. And you have all of your characters up there and it's like you're watching a TV show or movie, but it's just constantly going and you get to decide what happens. I am never not thinking of scenes and scenarios with my characters. It is just 24/7, which is good because it's very entertaining. One of my favorite things to do is just sit there and watch the show in my head because I love it. But there's also a downside to that because it's like I, I I can't focus. I zone out a lot because I'm just in this whole fantasy world in my head and I just can't focus on reality. Honestly, reality isn't as appealing. So it's like you're living 24/7 inside of your head. And I don't know if this is specifically a creative person or just a me thing with my anxiety and stuff, but I mean, I enjoy it. I'd prefer to be in my head than in reality, honestly. Another thing that kind of relates to that, I don't even think this has to do with being a creative person, but you, I'm getting really off topic here. You know those people who like can't picture things in their heads? Oh my god, how do you think? Because personally, I don't think in words. I mean, I can hear things in my head, but to think through something, I have to picture it in a scenario. I have to see something. Like, I can't just think of the word cat and understand what it means. I have to see a cat in my head. And even if I want to think something like through something like philosophical, I would have to picture myself in a scenario where I would have to explain how I'm feeling to someone else, or like picture myself writing an essay, picture myself doing a presentation, somewhere where I need to think through that. I cannot just have like dialogue in my head or like going. It's always pictures, and when people describe it like it's just like always words going through their head, like when they want to get up, they're like, oh, I should get up now. Like, no. If I want to go get food, I'm gonna picture myself getting up and walking into the kitchen, picture myself opening the door, picture myself seeing what is in there, the taste in my mouth, and then decide what I want to do based on that. But it's not like I'm like, oh, I want to go eat an apple. No, that doesn't that doesn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm going on a tangent here. I've always wondered how that works for other people, because like I can't do that. Oh, another thing, I've never found something that I can't picture in my head. Like, I can picture everything as vividly as in real life, any style, any amount of detail. I can picture things without even thinking about it, really complex settings. Like, my characters could be walking through a busy city and there'll be things going on in the background that I don't even have to think about as I'm focusing on the characters and they're talking their conversation, and like their emotions just automatically come to my mind as they're walking. New setting is automatically just created. I never thought about it before, but that's kind of impressive. Our brains are very interesting. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Another thing with being a creative person is sometimes I really struggle to understand people who aren't. I mean, like, obviously I have friends that, well, everybody is creative in some way, but I have friends that like aren't as into art, who like prefer to do sports and stuff, and like we're still friends, obviously. But sometimes I really struggle with understanding how they won't be able to come up with things, how we'll be doing like a project in class or like really anything. I'm sorry, my mom just called me, so that was what that was about. But basically, I never understood people who didn't have characters, who couldn't come up with stories, who were like, well, I would like to write a book, but I really don't know what to write about. And I'm like, I just don't get it, because that is constantly running through my head. I don't understand people all the time who like don't have ideas to create things. And that's because that's just what my mind is always doing, constantly. So, I mean, I understand people have other strengths. I just really don't get it sometimes. But, you guys do you. Oh, yeah, something else that really bothers me, I think I mentioned this earlier, is I cannot like consume media, like be scrolling through my phone or watching YouTube videos or watching a movie shows without wanting to create something. Like it's like every all the media I'm watching is just like funneling more ideas and I'm just using it to add into my story. Which I mean is good, but I really cannot just appreciate the media that I'm watching because it makes me need to make something. Which I mean, like I said, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes I want to be able to sit down and just watch a show and enjoy it. But no, my mind just starts going crazy, and I have all these ideas, and I need to do it. Sorry, when I tell people that what I do in my free time is art most of the time or storytelling, I don't think they understand that I mean that is my life. That is all I do. So yeah, this next one is this is a downside. I feel like when you're labeled as a creative person, there is a lot of pressure to constantly be creative like that and have those ideas and be the art person. Like if you're in a group project, I feel like everybody expects you to be the one with all the ideas and constantly be coming up with something new, something interesting, and for all of the things that you create to be masterpieces. And that's really not how that works. I mean, I know I was just saying that I have constant ideas, but not all of them are good. It's like that's not I have just as many horrible things that I will never show to anyone as I do things that I actually enjoy. And people I will show somebody art that I'm really proud of that is probably one of my best works. And then I think they just assume that I can draw like that all the time. Like, no. I can draw like that on this one specific day, this one time, and tomorrow it'll be all stick figures. I mean, like, this is not art. Your art isn't always linear, and people will see one thing and just expect you can create that and replicate it over and over. Like, no, that's not always how that works. And yeah, it's kind of hard, but I don't know. I don't know why people think that. It's like for people that play sports, you can go out and have a great game. That doesn't mean like a game where you score in soccer like 3 goals and are fantastic and can get by everyone. That doesn't mean you're gonna be able to the next game because like it changes, it fluctuates. Like you're always gonna be a good soccer player, but that doesn't mean every game's gonna be like 100% your best. That's not how that works. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure when people see like, oh, you're really creative, you can do art, you seem like you're good at that. To like only always be good at that because people really just don't understand that that isn't how it works, and you feel like you're letting people down when it's not your best work. I mean, yeah. At least when you're a creative person, you learn lots of new skills. I think one of my biggest flaws as a person is I will watch like shows that are professionally animated with a whole team of people, adults that are decades older than me that spent years working on this. I go to college, I have multiple steps in production, and I'll be watching, I'll be like, I could totally make that. And then I'll go and try and make something like that. And it's like, girl, no, you can't. You cannot make that. I mean, oh. And then I'll look at my stuff as this 14-year-old making stuff on their iPad in their bedroom and be like, why does this not look like a professionally animated show? I just get way too overconfident. Or I'll look at games and I swear, whenever I consume something like I'll play a video game, I just look at it and I'm like, I could totally make this. And then I'll go and try and learn game development. And I'm like, oh, why is coding so hard? I don't get it. I don't know if this is overconfidence in yourself or just being overexcited for these ideas and thinking that you're gonna make like an entire graphic novel in a year, but ooh, it can be a struggle sometimes because I'll be trying to make these great things and I'll look at it and like, this is shit. What am I doing? But we've got to push through it, okay? Just got to keep trying. Hopefully, I'll get there eventually. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say on being a creative person. Overall, I mean, it's great. I think a lot of people would like to be creative and are creative. Um, but there are some struggles and a lot of good things. So I don't know. This is just me rambling. There was no script. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Bye.